Now this next item, point number 9, is ask for specific referrals. Ask for specific referrals. I'm going to read this, what you've written here.
Okay.
Tell people what your ideal customer or prospect looks like. Ask them who they know who fits the description. Then ask them to take a specific action to help you meet the prospect. A telephone intro, a testimonial letter, arrange a luncheon or a coffee meeting. Ask for specific referrals. Go ahead, my friend, and just tell us what do you mean by this?
Let's say you own a country club, and you want to sell memberships in the country club.
Okay.
And you're talking with someone who has recently signed up as a member, or someone who's been there for an event and they've experienced the magic of the place that you've created. Then what you would ask for, if you were asking for referrals, is not, hey, Clay, do you know anybody who might want to join?
Yeah.
Clay's going to say,
boo.
Not offhand, no. But instead, you say, Clay, thinking of some of the events you've been to in the last few years with your friends and colleagues, like weddings you've gone to and golf outings and special company retreats and things like that, tennis tournaments and so forth. Who are the people that you go with most often? And Clay says, there's the guys in my business team from Region 5, and then there are the people that, and he starts thinking of specific individuals. Say, well, those are the kind of people we're looking for, not all of those, but some of those are the kind of people we're looking for membership in this club, because what we want here is not just a bunch of customers that bought a membership. We want a bunch of people that really feel connected with each other, so that we're creating an atmosphere where when you come to the club, you're coming home. You're coming home to family, so to speak. Who do you know that we ought to be communicating with that you'd like to see as a member here at the club? And then you shut up and let him think.
I can think right now, I just, as you're asking me this question, I can think of a lead I'd like to give to all the Thrivers. I can do that.
There you go, yeah.
So if you guys are looking to sell a membership to your company or sell any product at all, call Jason Bailey at 911. Just text him right now. If you're watching, everybody just send him a text right now. You could probably sell him something.
Jason rocks.
There you
Wow.
go.
Wow.
No, but as you're doing that, as you're thinking about it, right, as you're saying that, it creates a deal where you didn't do it, it didn't feel threatening. It wasn't this weird, who do you know?
Yeah.
Because that's what always happens.
But Tony Alessandro used to do that when he was selling cookware as a college student. He was going door to door selling cookware, and his script, he'd finish his script and he'd make a sale to some young girl that had just bought her first pots and pans.
Yeah.
And he'd say, go get your address book. He wouldn't say, do you have an address book? Or, would you mind? He'd say, go get your address book. And she'd go get her address book. And he'd say, okay, open it up and let me write down your friend's address and phone number, because I want to call on them. And this one girl said to him, no. He said, what, you don't have an address book? She said, well, yeah, I got an address book. He said, well, so you can't? She said, no, I won't. He said, what do you mean you won't? She said, Tony, if I give you their names, you're going to do to them what you did to me.
Oh.
And he said, well, what did I do? Still confrontive. And she said, you sold me. Whoa. See, people hate to be sold. They love to buy. Everybody loves to buy. They hate to feel sold.
Even when they're buying, it's called buyer's remorse. If you buy from someone and you didn't feel right about it, you might buy because they're high pressure, but you don't have that residual income, that repeat customer, that whole thing. So it's that's where the ethics of sales that we talk about in a lot of our other trainings with Jim are so important to dive into, because otherwise these moves here won't work. If you've just strong-armed yourself into a deal, you're not going to get deal number 2.
No, you're definitely not going to, no. And what's behind door number 2? None of your business, because I didn't like the way you sold.
Now, you're a guy who, you've worked with some of the biggest companies in the world, teaching them this move. Could you just, describe for the Thrivers right now action items they want to do to start asking for specific referrals? Should they write a script, or what do you suggest they should do?
All of this kind of builds together. So when you've got a description in your own papers and mind of your ideal client, then you know what you're looking for.
Okay.
So now then you just need to, a script is a good idea, an outline for yourself of how you're going to ask, like I just did for the country club membership, how you're going to tell the person who we're looking for and how we connect with them.
Okay.
So, when I'm talking with a meeting planner who's brought me in for an event, I'll ask them, who do you know, who among your colleagues holds meetings like this, where this kind of presentation would be appropriate? Gosh. And they say, gee, I really don't know. When's the last one you went to? Well, I went to da-da-da. Oh, by the way, yeah, I've got somebody. See, you've got to stimulate their thinking into a category so that you're getting specific and they can think of Mary Lou. That's who you need to talk to, Mary Lou. 918, da-da-da.
Drivers, I'm telling you this because this is a true story. I'm trying to help you guys. We're trying to help you. I worked with an insurance agent years ago, and I didn't teach him. He learned this system that you're teaching at a seminar he spent thousands of dollars on. He comes back. It's like, oh! He starts asking customers, and he literally begins to sell. And I'm not exaggerating. He was able to grow his sales by almost 20% in 1 year with no increased advertising by just simply asking for referrals this way. This is gold.
Yeah.
This is awesome. This is gold from the man who's won the Golden Gavel Award here. This is awesome. All right.
And what you're doing is you're taking people who already know and trust and love you and working with them as your colleague to get to this other person. So it's a power lead. Pre-qualified.
I might have to duct tape my brain back together. I think it's exploded so much.